Here we are at Place de l'Opéra, the Opera Plaza, and as you can see, the magnificent Palais Garnier is right in front of me. We are in a big plaza where there's all kinds of commerce, very regular buildings. We talked about Haussmann's boulevards. So as you can see, you've got very regular looking 18th century, 19th century structures here. There's a COVID test station right there. As you can see, it's a very busy plaza. Here's where you come if you want to do some serious shopping. Here you can see a grand boulevard down that way. And more of them. They all kind of have spokes out from this plaza. And one more grand boulevard right there. And then we're making our way. There's that very famous Café de la Paix, the Cafe of Peace. Pretty classy cafe. And back to the opera. So I'm going to walk a little bit behind the opera to show you where they have shopping here. Some of the best shopping in Paris is here. So go towards the Café de la Paix. It's expensive, but not too bad if you want to just have breakfast here or something. Of course, lots of places for eating outside, so you don't have to wear your mask. It's November. People are dressing up for the weather. And here we're coming up on the opera. And again, a little closer now. You can see more of the architecture and the sculptures. It's just as magnificent as you would imagine. Here we are walking behind the opera. It goes back farther than you'd think too. It's quite an enormous structure. And I'm passing by a cafe here. You can feel the heat from the cafe. More COVID tests in that pharmacy. Everywhere, of course. Here's sort of the back end behind the opera. Grand entrance here, or well, one of the grand entrances, really a side entrance. Salon de thé means a tea salon. Of course, you can have breakfast here, coffee, really whatever you want. The streets aren't too busy right now. It's quite nice. You hear the ambulance, tampon, ambulance or police. Sure which. So you can see there's back here behind the opera, there's one of my favorite places. It's the Fragonard Museum, and you can see the history of this brand of perfume, Fragonard, and they have a collection of all kinds of what happened? We can walk. All kinds of perfume decanters, atomizers, and things like that. So it's kind of a nice free visit that you can do. You can smell different scents. See, right here is a view of the organ. They call that an organ for creating scents. So that's something that's just right behind the opera. There's a courtyard back there. And then see some people are headed to work. There are some tourists, not too many. The Intrepid. Another view of behind the opera. walk because we have the ability to. So here we go. An espresso store. And here you can see we're at the Place Charles Garnier, named for the architect of the opera, the very young, innovative architect who knew how to create that Napoleon III style. Supermarket. Bus stop. The opera, official opera bus stop. Paris story. We did that once with the students. You can hear the history of Paris and they do a film. Lindt chocolate store. Oh, look at this. They're starting to do their Christmas windows, which are pretty fantastic. Here you go. And we're walking over towards the big department stores. Still behind the opera. It's quite huge. Coming up to another bus stop. Someone begging with a kitty cat. And that's just past the Uniqlo. A lot of people buy their clothes there. I'll show you just the store here. But that is, those are pretty reasonable, well-made clothes. It's a Japanese company. And so we're gonna go see the windows over at the Galeries Lafayette. Oh, put my fingers there, sorry about that. So here we go. Hopefully they're starting to put their Christmas windows up. It's a little early, it's November 5th, Friday, November 5th. Is that Guy Fawkes Day? I think it is. So we're gonna go over here to the Galeries Lafayette. These were some of the first department stores ever created. Back in the 19th century, when people had money to spend due to industrialization and people becoming very, very wealthy. Of course, there were plenty of very poor people too. And so these department stores were created, and they're still around. And we're going to see if we can see what's going on at their windows, because they're always artistic. Of course, we have to wait. You certainly don't want to try crossing these streets illegally. So I think we're about ready. There we go. And the Galeries Lafayette, as you can see in front of me. So Lafayette Galleries, essentially. And the other big original department store is Le Printemps, which means springtime. I'm gonna cross on the red anyway. Follow traffic. And we'll see if they have any of their Christmas windows up. Those are pretty fantastic. If not, their displays are always well done. People are paid a lot to put together the display windows. I think they're closed. A lot of the windows are closed. So I'm imagining we'll have to come back when I'm back in Paris around the 12th or 13th. I feel like they're actually putting the windows together now. And so they've closed them for the grand unveiling. Well, we will be back then. Yes. So maybe we'll just go inside quickly into the Galeries Lafayette. Not sure if these doors are even working. I don't see people going in them, so no, they're closed. It's unusual. So we'll have to go in the main door then. So in the Galeries Lafayette, and this, especially this one, this is the main one, they always have a Christmas tree. And entrée magasin, still need to change doors. It's an H&M. So we'll go in very quickly so I can show you the cupola. So you have to imagine that this was built back in the 19th century or the 1900s and really was there because people had some money, and there was so much marketing involved. People were trained how to sell, how to get people to spend all their money. It really was one of the first department stores ever built, definitely in France. We're heading towards the cupola, the coupole. Always near the perfume. It's a festival for the senses. And we're almost there. Oh, here we go. Alright, so I'm gonna, it's kind of hard to do this. I'll have to also go from, okay, here we go. I'll just take you up and up and up. And how about that with the Tiffany glass? Here I am now on the, I think it's like a new 4th floor. It says the 5th floor, but then the new 4th floor. So we're going up in the Galeries Lafayette. I'm going to show you where they have all the souvenirs of Paris, always the high-class ones, not the cheap ones that you find on the streets. And also here you have an indoor terrace where you can have an amazing view of the opera. Right here you can kind of see that. And then you've got this feast for the senses, all kinds of souvenirs. We should start with the Eiffel Towers. And then you have all kinds of calendars, things to eat. Pretty amazing. Teas. Of course, they're getting ready for Christmas. You have your advent calendars, all kinds of chocolates. Again, it's a pretty Catholic country even today. All kinds of specialty foods. Just gonna go in here a little bit. There's so much, I can't show it to you, but of course I loved everything here. I could use a couple of tea towels and pencil cases, cool pencil cases, cool scarves, bags, all kinds of stuff. That Petit Prince, s'il te plaît, apprivoise-moi. Please, will you tame me? All kinds, if you like the Petit Prince, you're set to go right here. If you see here, you can see that's the top of the cupola that I showed you earlier. And I reversed the video by accident. We're going to keep going straight. Because what I want to do now is go upstairs. Let's see, I think, do I have to go in the elevators? And oh, I thought there was a, here, hold on a second. Oh, I might be in the back rooms actually. I'm not lost. Ah, there we go. There are the stairs to the outdoor terrace. Should turn earlier. You can hear there's still some people who are using their English, and they're hired because they have to cater to the tourists. So here we go. And of course, as you saw, there's the cupola, the top of it. And almost at the terrace. It's just decorated everywhere. Almost there. Whew, great sunshine. It's a lovely day. So you get to the terrace of the Galeries Lafayette, and you can see the opera. And the Eiffel Tower. Pretty awesome place for pictures, huh? So there's the opera. In fact, just amazing views of Paris. And this really is made for tourists, as you can tell. Paris, mon amour. La Tour Eiffel. So this is free, just coming up here for this most magnificent view. I was afraid it would be closed with COVID, but not at all. Thank goodness. We were just down there. Uniqlo store. Beautiful rooftops of Paris. Nothing quite like it. So there you go. Pretty awesome tourist spot. And there again we have the back of the opera.